so let's do this. All right, hi folks. Today I have a past student, Simone. So Simone, Anna, say hi to our audience.
Hi everyone.
Okay, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How about you?
Getting there as usual.
Aren't we all?
What's that?
Aren't we all?
Yeah, aren't we all? Aren't we all? But let's start off from the very beginning. What motivated you to study product design?
So I've always been a creative person. I always liked making things, drawing stuff. I come from a family of 3 sisters, and my mom has that creative side in her. And anything, projects, my sister would have an idea and I would make it. So it's always been my area to make stuff, create stuff. So when I went into high school, it was a challenging time for me because I came to the realization that yes, you can be a good student, but sometimes you just don't feel the passion for something. So I was good in English, good in math, science. I was generally good, but I couldn't really find that one thing that really pushed me to want to have it as a career in the future. And then design and technology happened. I loved it. It was, love at first sight with the subject, totally. I would go into the workshop, the smell of the sawdust would just make me all excited. I know, sometimes thinking about it now, it's like crazy. I can't take it anymore. But at that time, it was so exciting to see the machines, all of those things. I was also very little, so that gave me a lot of power in my hands. I was like, yay, I can make stuff with this small tool. It just, yeah, from the first wooden toy that I made up until the models that I created for my GCSE and for my AS, it was a learning journey, and every time it amazed me. Things that, small solutions that I would find to things, oh, let me use this fishnet for this part of my model because it makes sense. It just made sense, and all of my friends started to see that as well and come and ask me for advice for small things that they wanted to do, and it just grew as it went on. And while my passion for the subject on its own was growing, I also loved staying in the workshop long hours, break times after school to help the younger ones, or even my friends sometimes, in class, I would be telling them, oh, let's do this, let's do that to make it happen. So my teacher, Mr. Theodosi, used to see that, and he really slowly told me that it would be a good career path for you to be a teacher, design and technology as well. So when I went into my A-levels, and it was that time of, I don't know, I have a combination of subjects that make several different things happen, French, biology, maths, DT, and you're like, what do I do with this? He pushed me towards LAFPRA and product design. And I saw some videos, looked a little bit into the university website. We were in the UK in summer, so I went with my mom to see the university. And yeah, it made sense. It all clicked. I applied. And a year later, I was there studying product design.
Cool. All right, so cheers for that. Cheers for giving us a detailed insight into your progression from Key Stage 4 into university. So that's quite interesting. So let's talk about your university journey. So talk me through your progression from year 1, year 2, placement opportunities, then into the final year. What were some of the things that motivated you to sustain your interest in the subject from the first year until finishing the course?
In the beginning, it was definitely the excitement. Going into the design school of Loughborough University is huge, from a simple school workshop to having to work with a milling machine, with a lathe. The excitement that I told you about the sawdust went even more because of the sparks of the metal, See, to be in this subject, you kind of need to be a bit crazy, and I do have that crazy for the subject. I really love it. So, yeah, the first year, the workshop, I think it was called uh, prototype,
Um,
PD,
is it prototype before design?
maybe, yes, that one. I think it was Andrew Johnson who was teaching us that year,
Mm.
and it was just my favorite. I had course mates who hated it with a passion. They were like, "No, we're not doing anything. It's pointless." We're like, "We're learning it. What do you mean?" So definitely the excitement for that was really motivating me, because on the other side there were things that were making it quite challenging. I never had physics, so
Mm.
electronics was becoming very challenging. Mechanics was also becoming a bit tricky, but thankfully I'd done mechanics in math, so I kind of had a good basis in that, and I do understand the math side relatively well when I practice. So while I had those challenges, I also had the motivation from the practical side that was getting more exciting, and it's what I wanted anyway all along. Um, and also obviously having made that move from Cyprus to the UK to study, I also felt that I really had to perform well, do the best that I can. My parents sacrificed a lot. I moved away. So if I'm not being the best I can, what am I doing so far away? Why am I not doing something simpler, something easier? So yeah, it was a combination of things, and a bit of the excitement of living on my own in the beginning, then some of the challenges that came along with that. But it was all because it was so new to me, everything, moving countries, different university, different people, just the whole university life, the experience, design school in Loughborough being quite a challenging area as well. So yeah, it was a combination of things. Yeah.
So you survived the first year. So talk us through the second year.
Second year was definitely the most challenging one. Even having done my final year project, second year is by far the most challenging and testing year. It drives you to your limits, because not only do you have the stress of, okay, first year was, let's say, easy, so you could achieve a first, which was obviously really important, to have good grades. But then in second year, you're kind of getting that realization that, oh wait, this subject is very it depends a lot on the opinion of a lecturer. It's not you're right or wrong. Do they like it? Do they think that it has an opportunity? Some things were, oh, perfect in my head, but then I would talk to another lecturer, it wouldn't be on their taste, and just things start being a bit more challenging. And then obviously we had the great stress of applying to have a placement for the following year, and I think that was the most challenging thing that I had throughout my career in Loughborough. I knew that I wanted to do a placement. You had the option to either do a 3-year course or the sandwich course for the placement, but I definitely wanted to get the experience, because I knew that now in the career you don't exactly find a job easily without any experience in your CV. And also, let's not forget that I had come to Loughborough with the mindset of, I want to teach. That's it. I was doing this course so that I could have the industry opinion and uh, experience to be able to teach students better than other teachers who just study teaching the subject. It's good to have that that hands-on experience with the subject for me. So it was a whole year of me trying to clear out, okay, what do I want to do? Apply for a job that's in a very challenging industry, where you either have a lot of work to do, people love it, or people hate it, and you have others above you just being angry all the time. Or more challenging, but more what I wanted to do, go suddenly from becoming the student to the teacher,
Yeah.
having to have that responsibility that, okay, whatever comes out of my mouth is going to be soaked up by these brains, because it's the sponge stage of the students. Everything you say just stays there, and inspire them to like the subject, because I've done some research and I knew already from experience from high school that numbers were dropping of students choosing design and technology. So it was just my small stone of help towards the subject. And after applying to a lot of positions, being rejected from quite a few, which is something that they don't really tell you. All universities tell you, oh, we have 90-something% of acceptance to their graduate job, whatever. Okay, what about the tears that go along the way of students not finding a job, being rejected? You don't even know why, you don't get a reply. So these are some of the things that no one had ever told me, to be honest, and that's what just knocked me down several times.
Yeah, that's part of life's lessons,
Yeah,
the rejections and things like that. So,
definitely don't regret it, because finding a graduate job was much easier later. And I was like, oh yeah, they didn't reply. That makes sense.
yeah,
That's what they do.
yeah, placements can tend to be quite challenging because number one, there's always that hesitation, particularly in the field that you're going into. Do you have the right ingredient as a teacher to handle not just the having possession of the subject knowledge, but also having the confidence to manage a class and to be able to take command of the class in imparting your message. So I think sometimes, for a placement student who hasn't really gone through any teacher training, sometimes it is that level of hesitance. But anyway, we'll go into a bit more details
That later on.
teaching career. But right now, I just want us to jump into part C.